Hello, everybody. This is Lisa, Job Coach Germany, and welcome back to my career coaching drop-in session on a Wednesday afternoon. How are you guys doing? How are you keeping up with this weird situation going on? Are you still happy and motivated and really looking forward to finding that job here in Germany? Well, let me know what you think, and thank you everybody who participated in my poll again. And Vince is here. Hi, Vince. Thanks for joining me here. Yeah, today was actually a very close call, and you all decided to learn more about the way of work and how the future of our work life is going to look like. And we're going to dive into that in a little bit. I wanted to use this opportunity for two announcements. First of all, I have great news, and there is huge excitement on my part here, because actually I am offering the Job Hunt Germany Power Week that is starting on Monday. And basically, you can now click on the link in my bio and simply participate in the Job Hunt Germany Power Week that is starting next week on Monday. So from the 26th of April until the 30th of April, I'm going to lead you and guide you step by step through the application process here in Germany. And Felix is here as well. Thank you very much for joining me. So the Job Hunt Germany Power Week is actually created for you guys to really take that next step in your career, to take a breathtaking transformation towards your ideal career here in Germany. So if you want to participate in learning how to define your career profile, searching for a job in Germany, and creating a bespoke CV, and also writing an individual cover letter, then please sign up and join my Facebook group, where I'm going to be going live every day next week and guide you through the process of applying for jobs in Germany. And yeah, simply click the link in my bio and participate. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing lots of you guys there. So then another announcement that I wanted to make is basically that my dear collaboration partner, Sean from the Germany Experience podcast, has launched or has opened a new bonus episode in which I was interviewing him. So go to his podcast and listen to what his journey actually was about. And you can also find the interview on my post here in my channel, because I posted that a little bit earlier, and I will link it so that you can see that again in the stories. So that's all about the announcements today. So, and again, thank you very much for participating in the poll. You want to learn more about the future of work, and I have actually prepared lots of things for you guys. So I don't know how much time I'm going to need today, but we will just simply go with the flow, okay? So first of all, I know that this situation, especially with the pandemic going on, is really, really difficult, especially work-wise. Oh, and Florian is here as well. Hi, Florian. Thank you very much for joining me here. We're talking about the future of work today. So, the pandemic has obviously had some short-term consequences that were very sudden and very severe, and millions of people were furloughed or lost their jobs even. And all of those who didn't lose their jobs had to rapidly adjust the way how they were working. And this is something that will influence the way we're working now, also in the future. And while some of the workers have lost their jobs and are currently looking for a job or have already found a new job, there were others that have been classed as essential workers, and they, especially people that were working in And the hospitals, for example, had to give their all and more overtime and a lot of energy. And some of you have probably also heard that they had to work even if they had been infected with COVID-19 already. And this is something that is crazy. Isn't that crazy? I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think? How is our work going to change in the future? Because this is actually something that is not affecting us just on our physical level when we are working or not having work. It's also affecting our psychic way, and it's basically our minds, because some people think they are not essential anymore, others think they are essential, and some people can work from home, others cannot work from home. When the government says that you are supposed to work from home if it's possible, and then you still have a boss that tells you, no, you are not allowed to work from home. I cannot provide you with a laptop or something like that. Or even our children who are in school, and simply the schools don't have so much supplies. Not every child at home has a laptop. Each family, or for example, having a family with 3 children, and providing them with smartphones or tablets or laptops is not it's not a basic equipment of each family, right? So this is very, very difficult, and this has affected our last year, and it's still affecting us nowadays. And this is also a way that is shaping the way how we are working in the future. And due to that, remote work and virtual meetings have emerged and have actually accelerated, and this is likely to continue in the future as well. So the pandemic has accelerated the existing trends for remote work and e-commerce and also automation, and this has caused that up to 25% more workers than expected, than previously estimated, are potentially needing to switch their occupations. Yeah. So, and what does that actually mean? Well, in the future, there will be more like open talent networks and crowdsourcings that are searching for talents outside of the companies, and companies are going to search for talents that are project-based. So basically, we look for the specific competencies that these workers need to have in order to fulfill this project. And then these people get together for this particular project. And once they have finished this project, they will go and start a new project with a different team, for example. And this is very likely, and some companies are already practicing these structures already. And this is definitely something that is going to be predominant in the future of our work. And let me tell you or give you an example of what I have experienced. So I have told you that I have worked in HR for almost 10 years now. And what I have experienced with my first employer was basically that there was a huge factory hall working entirely with robots. So when I got to work in the mornings, I was walking through a factory hall, and there were just simply robots everywhere. Robots were basically moving parts from one place to another, or just simply melting parts together and so on. And every now and then there was a person that was basically looking out for the robots and whether they were doing the right job, or just maintaining the machines, right? And then I switched and I moved to a different country. I moved to England, and then I started working with a different employer. And basically it was still the same field. It was I was still working in the automotive industry. However, this company was a lot smaller, and they didn't imagine how actually a factory hall looked like with so many robots. So there were 2 robots on site, and they were just there for cleaning purposes. And they couldn't imagine doing all of the manual labor, or letting robots do all of the manual labor. And that was something that was actually very disturbing for me, because I had previously experienced something completely different. And when I was talking to my new colleagues and telling them how the factory side looked like in Germany, they looked at me like I was out of my mind. But that is something that is going to be implemented a lot more. So a lot of manual labor is going to be replaced by robots, which is also a good thing, because obviously manual labor is straining our bodies. And this is something how we can actually make our work a lot more easier if we are using the help of robots. Something else that I also experienced in collaboration with robots or working with robots was also that if people had an injury or they had an accident and they, for example, had such an injury that they couldn't use parts of the body like they used to. So something like their back was hurt, their hands were hurt, or they had even lost a part of their body, and but they still wanted to work. Well, then there were also robots that supported them with that sort of work, with lifting, with putting parts together, for example. And that is actually very interesting. And that's something where I see a lot of hope for us as well, because that basically means even if we cannot pursue our job the way we used to, the robots can help us so that we can still be part of the process. We might just simply have to adjust what we already know and work more towards a collaboration with the robots, for example. Then, so basically, what I wanted to tell you with these examples is that it's very important that the company processes are designed in a way that the interaction between humans and machines is working more efficiently, and also in a way that we all feel comfortable. Then obviously flexibility is something that is a lot more interesting nowadays than it was 50 years ago or 100 years ago. So which basically means, and I have also experienced that when I was recruiting when I was still working in corporate, it was that in that way that we were looking for people that were very flexible so that we could use them for specific positions, but they could also do a different position if needed, if necessary. And I've experienced the same thing. So at one point I was obviously in people development, and that was my job, but I was also working with purchasing. So that was something that was the link in between, where I showed the flexibility basically. And that is something that is very, very important for you guys to know in the future. It is really great if you have a huge spread of skills. I sometimes talk to my clients and they think, okay, I have this experience. I have a lot of experience with different companies and in different positions. And it basically means I know a little bit of everything, but not anything in particular in expertise. But that is something that you can actually learn on the job. If the employer wants you to be an expert in something, then you can get this training, right? But the flexibility, this is something that is up to you. If you are flexible to work in different positions in the company, that is actually a huge perk for the company. It's a value added that is not even, that you cannot estimate now. It's basically a very, very, it's a pot of gold for the employer, because they know, okay, this person is flexible, this person knows how to dive into different topics, and I want this person to work with different departments, but I also want this person to have a special expertise in this field. So I give her the technical trainings to do and get and really attain this expertise in this field. And this is something that employers are looking for more, the ability to learn, and also obviously the willingness to learn. And something that is very interesting and important for companies to find out and to ask is what kind of skills will my company need in the future? And how can I develop and train my staff now so that we are all together prepared for the future? And here LinkedIn is always giving a great hint, and they say that the digitalization and everything data related are skills that are very important to have in the future. But also soft skills are very, very important, and they are highlighted nowadays, and they are even more important than hard skills, because hard skills are things that you can still learn, but the soft skills are a little bit, well, it's basically depending on your talent and your personality. And soft skills such as creativity, collaboration, adaptiveness, and time management, these are very, very important for you to attain in order to be a valuable employee. And that will also give you an advantage if you are applying for a job and simply compete with other applicants who don't have these soft skills. And also other hard skills that are of interest in the future are anything that is related to cloud or analytics or artificial intelligence, also people management, and also user experience. So these are the things that you should look out for if you are searching for a job right now. Now, yesterday I shared a post with you guys about a book that I highly recommend anyone to read. And this book is so valuable, and it tells you how the shift of the old style of working towards the new style of working has actually emerged. And it is this book. It's called Reinventing Organizations by Frederic Laloux. And this has completely, entirely changed my view on work. So the old way of working was basically very hierarchical, right? So we have this pyramid, we have a CEO on top who gives the orders, and then we go down to the department heads or the heads of the department, and then to the managers, and then to the employees. And this old concept is considered to be broken. And you can see that because we have many people that have already burnouts and that are not satisfied with their jobs. How many years do we have people that are not satisfied with their job? There are more than 80% of people that are not satisfied with their jobs right now. And that is definitely something where we need to have a mindset shift to think about, okay, how can we actually achieve a world of working where everybody is satisfied with their job? Okay, now we don't have to think about all of these aspects that are redundant, like tasks that are part of our job or we don't like doing, but there will always be some parts that we don't like doing. And then there is the part where you can delegate these tasks to other people, or you manage to have 95% of your job that you actually enjoy doing and 5% on the job that you don't enjoy. And well, I think that's a fine share with me. Like copying or just simply writing processes and something like that. Then these are things that I, for example, don't like. And now I can think about delegating that or just simply giving that to a person outside of my company, or I can do it myself. This is basically up to me. And this is also a question that companies have to ask themselves. And when we're looking at the old and broken way of how companies have worked with their employees, it's basically there is no trust, there's a lot of control. We have 9-to-5 jobs, which basically means you have to sit in the office and be there from 9 to 5. You are not supposed to be there earlier or later, or you can be there earlier and later, but you don't get paid the overtime. And it doesn't really matter whether you do your job while you are there. You just need to be present. And this is something that is really strange, because obviously we are not robots. Sometimes we are in a good mood and we love doing our job and we are very efficient that day. And then on other days, we are very inefficient and just simply cannot do our job because maybe my cat has died or something has happened in my private life, or I just feel, I don't feel good. And that's why I don't work like a machine on that particular day. And that's something that we need to also consider when we're thinking about the future of work, because there is a difference of being present, like being just simply there, like physically there, but not mentally there at the job from 9 to 5, or being there and also being mentally there and working on my job for 4 hours. And then I can still do the same job. Several studies have proven that people that are working part-time still get the same job done like they used to when they were working full-time. So now think about that. This is proof that we don't have to have jobs that are 9 to 5. And the old way was still very performance-driven, and everything that was in the minds of the employees, or especially of the members of the board, was to maximize the profits of the shareholders. And in this book that I have prepared, that I've shared with you guys, it's basically, opening the eyes towards a new way of working, where organizations are seen as families, and there's a lot more empowerment of the employees. And it's not stakeholder oriented, but it's not shareholder oriented, sorry, but stakeholder oriented, which basically means not the shareholders are in the focus, in the center of attention, but everybody that is working with this company. So it's the shareholders, it's the members of the board, the employees, the customers, the suppliers, and also local communities. So everybody needs to be balanced when they're all working together. So let me just quickly have a look whether there has been a question, because I think there was a quick pop-up. Oh yeah, Nadia, how do you prove you have a soft skill during job hunting? And Nadia also asked, does that apply to Germany? It feels like every position here has a specific Ausbildung. Okay, well, thank you very much, Nadia, for asking that. Well, to prove your soft skills is basically something with your CV. It's basically you have this part where you can talk about your skills. But then again, if you, for example, have an assessment center, then you can prove these soft skills like time management and collaboration and adaptiveness. But the same, like the probationary period, this is the time that is crucial, not just for the company, but also for you. So the company can see during this probationary period whether you have these soft skills, right? And also you can see whether the environment of the company actually offers the potential to show this, like to do these and to be like to do this time management, to be adaptive and to collaborate. You will, I mean, the probationary period is normally about 3 months. And in this time, you will see how the team works together, right? And the team will also see how you work together. So I hope this answered your question. Please let me know. So this is basically how you can prove that. But during the job hunt, and especially during the job interview, you can use your examples to prove your soft skills to the recruiters, right? So normally they will ask you, okay, so tell me about this situation where you had to make a decision, or tell me about a situation when you had to prove that you were working in a team together. And then you can show how you've used your time management skills, your adaptiveness, and your collaboration skills with a particular example. And this is very important. So this is the crucial part during the job interview. Okay. So now the second question, does that apply to Germany? It feels like every position has a specific Ausbildung. I know. So we have specific internships, and that's right. And normally we have a very straight line of a career, right? So we finish our high school, then we do our internship in a specific field. That's either being a nurse or either being working in the field of like working in an industry or something like that. And then you do everything that is necessary to add value to this base of your apprenticeship. So everything that you have learned during your education path, and it always adds to the same direction, right? So for example, for me, I studied management and economics, so I wanted to progress in this area, and then I realized, okay, I wanted to do people development, I wanted to work in HR, but that I had the base of management and economics, and then I simply took the specialty route and find out what I needed to do in order to work in the corporate world, but in HR. And this is very, very typical. However, and sometimes that happens that after a couple of years working, you realize this is actually not what I wanted to do. And this is a shift that is happening nowadays, that people are looking for ways on how to be happy in their jobs and don't have to stick with this particular route. So it's what is very important in Germany is still that you have some sort of apprenticeship, that you have some sort of education in order to find a job. However, being more flexible is very, very important for any company that is currently searching for new people that want to work with them. So yes, this also applies for German employers. Now, we always have a difference between conservative companies and, for example, newer companies like startups that are on the market. And startups are more likely to implement searching for soft skills like that. But even the conservative and bigger companies already know that this is crucial, that they need to have employees who actually are more adaptive and know more about different areas and are willing to work in different departments, for example. Yeah. So, okay, Nadia says, OMG, those idea stakeholders are important, were around when I was in business school 15 years ago, just like the whole employees are our most important thing. But that never really materialized. Instead, companies move towards gig economy, temp agencies, so they can get someone when they need them and discard them when they don't, and still pursue lowest cost now versus lowest value long term. Yes, Nadia, and this is something that is also very, very critical, and it won't have a long-term lasting, right? Because obviously if you do that in that way, then nobody wants to work with these companies anymore. People are seeing that nowadays, especially with social media and all of these Reddit websites where you can actually or Glassdoor, you can give an idea on what it's like working with them. You can state whether what kind of money you're earning. You can state how the board of the members of the board are working with the employees. You can also state how you feel in the team, whether it's collaborative or more competitive. And this is something where a mindset shift has to happen in the future for our companies, because otherwise those who will still focus on performance driven won't well, obviously there still needs to be some performance, but the stakeholders are more important. And this is something where a shift is happening nowadays, and I can see that. Can you? Because this is something that actually gives me a lot of hope for the future, that actually the employees are more in the focus and everybody that is working around them, and not just like having low costs and still making lots of output. Yeah. So the idea is that everyone is equal, and that is something that is very, very important, and it will be in the future as well, because otherwise the talents that we have, we are going to lose, because the talents are going to that particular country, to that particular area, to work with these employers that actually offer them the equalness, that are offering them the equality, that are that know that the employee is not worth just numbers, but also worth as a person. And there is a great video that I wanted to share with you guys that is called "Go West, You Genies." It's You Geniuses, and it's a German video, but it has English subtitles if you want to watch it. And I can link it in the comment below, because it's actually very interesting to see that there are a lot of people in Germany who are talents, who are moving towards different countries where there is a more collaborative environment. And that's something that the companies here in Germany are also realizing now. So they have to offer them something special. And here I don't mean just the money, but obviously you need to have security, but you also want to have a great feeling when working together as a team. So there are teamwork experiences and trips, field trips, or also like they go on vacation together, and or it's just simply walking into an office and having fruit there, or that you can get a massage every 2 weeks and something like that. And I know companies in Germany, especially here in Magdeburg as well, who already do that, who offer basically team bonuses to their employees. And this is something that gives me a lot of hope, and that's where the future is going. And especially with this pandemic going on, it's more likely to happen even quicker than it was estimated a couple of years ago. So keep in mind that working from the heart is very important, and I hope that you learned or got a little bit more insight on what I think what the future of work is going to look like. And let me know in the comments what you think and what you are hoping to see in the future, and what kind of companies you're actually interested in, and whether they are already in the more newer or the modern way of working, the modern management styles. So thank you very much for joining me here, and I wish you a wonderful week. And just let me tell you again, the Power Week, the Job Hunt Germany Power Week, is starting next Monday, and I'm looking forward to seeing many of you guys there. Thank you, and bye-bye.